Vaccines Behind the Scenes with Megan Kavanaugh. Marie Curie said, "Nothing in life is to be feared, only to be understood." And that's really the point of this workshop. We want to empower parents so they feel confident to make the right decision for their child's health, and to clear up any questions or misconceptions that they may have. So what will we be talking about? We'll talk about how vaccines work, the types of vaccines, herd immunity, scheduling and dosage, and some other ingredients found in vaccines. So how do vaccines work? It's similar to natural immunity. They basically teach the immune system to recognize pathogens, such as viruses and bacteria, by using antigens, which are small name tags of a pathogen. When you go to a work function or a new class and everybody's wearing name tags, then you can identify that person without having to talk to them, I guess. So a vaccine basically teaches the immune system how to recognize that name tag. So when a vaccinated person comes in contact with measles, the immune system will recognize the measles name tag and be able to attack the measles pathogen and provide a better immune system response without having to suffer the symptoms of the disease itself. So some types of vaccines. Now, there's only 3 here, but there are many more than that, but these are the 3 most common. There's a live weakened vaccine, and because this vaccine is live, it is the most effective type of vaccine. But the virus or the bacteria has gone through a number of different treatments to make sure it is too weak to cause sickness in the body. Sometimes parents get a little worried because it sounds like you're injecting a child with a live virus, but rest assured, it is too weak to cause sickness. The vaccine can cause a slight fever or a rash near the injection site, and that is not a result of the pathogen. It is a result of the immune system learning and recognizing the virus or bacteria. Then there's an inactivated vaccine, which is basically just dead cells of a pathogen that the immune system can learn to recognize. Those dead cells cannot come back to life and infect individuals. Then there's the subunit vaccines. Now, these vaccines use specific proteins or carbohydrates from the pathogen as the name tag so that the immune system can recognize it. Now, subunit vaccines aren't as effective, so you may need multiple doses because the subunit vaccines only show part of the picture to the immune system, whereas vaccines with the whole cell show the whole picture so the immune system can recognize it better. So what is this herd immunity? So herd immunity is in general, an idea that if you reduce the number of eligible hosts, a disease will eventually die out. So we have a graph here on the right that illustrates the idea of herd immunity. So we have the blue guys who are immunized, but they're healthy. Not immunized, sorry. The blue guys are not immunized, but healthy. The yellow guys are immunized and healthy. And the purple guys are not immunized and sick. So when no one is immunized, the red guys, the non-immunized and sick people, can spread disease very quickly through an entire healthy population. Now, the more yellow guys you add, the more immunized people and the higher the vaccination rates, the harder it is to infect everybody. So it basically serves as a figurative wall to protect the community from pathogens getting in. And eventually, if the pathogens cannot find hosts, they will die out because they need a certain environment and certain food sources, just like we do, in order to survive. So Herd immunity is important too because it protects everyone, including those who cannot be vaccinated for medical purposes, such as very small infants or cancer patients. And the better the vaccination rates, the better the herd immunity. As you can see in the graph, the top one, there's no vaccination, so a lot of people are infected. The middle one, there's some vaccination, so some more people are protected than the above one. And then the last one, the majority of people are infected, so the majority of people are protected. So scheduling and dosage. This is determined by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and it is based on recommendations from the Advisory Committee of Immunization Practices. Now, this advisory committee contains pediatricians, it contains researchers, public health experts, it contains epidemiologists, basically a wide variety of people who have some expertise on the topic. And they make these recommendations to the CDC based on the severity of the disease, the effectiveness of the vaccine, the type of vaccine, and the number of people who get the disease when they are not vaccinated. Basically, they're doing a cost versus benefit analysis to see when is the best time to get vaccinated and when is the best time to, or the best window to wait to get your next vaccinations so that children are protected, adults are protected, and the vaccine doesn't cause harm when it is given. They are truly looking out for the public's health and the individual's health for children and adults across the board. Now, some vaccines need extra doses simply to ensure there is immunity or to boost immunity, such as tetanus vaccine you need a booster every 5 to 10 years just to make sure your immune system is keeping up with identifying the toxins from tetanus. And the flu vaccine you need every year because the flu every year changes, and the previous year will not, your immune system may be able to recognize, but the flu from this year, your immune system won't be able to recognize. So it is important to get that every year. So some other ingredients that can be kind of scary. We have thimerosal. First of all, it's not used anymore except in the flu shot, and there are alternatives where thimerosal is not in the flu shot. So if you're concerned about that, talk to your doctor about that alternative. But thimerosal was just used as preservative to keep the vaccine effective from the lab to the doctor's office, so it didn't lose efficacy along the way. They took it out after concerns that it could be causing autism. That has proven not to be true, but they kept it out just to make sure. They found other ways, and they just want to make sure everybody feels safe. It is a mercury chemical, but it is not the same mercury that we find in fish or we think about when we think about the Mad Hatter. It is a different mercury, and it cannot cause the same reactions that are concerning with the fish and the Mad Hatter mercury. Now, formaldehyde can be a little bit scary because it's also used in embalming, but it is used in a very small amount in vaccines, and it is found naturally in fruit in doses larger than that found in all the vaccines for a 6-month-old. So it's nothing to be worried about. Your DNA and your biological processes need formaldehyde to function. So it's not going to be like embalming your child. Now, aluminum has caused some scares recently because it could be linked to increased cancer risk. But that is very large amounts of aluminum, and the amount found in vaccines is less than the amount naturally found in breast milk. And the aluminum is just used to increase the efficacy of the vaccine so you can get fewer doses with the same immune response. Now, some vaccines do have antibiotics, and that's just to prevent bacterial infection, and it's only used in production. The final product has tiny, tiny traces, if any at all, so there's nothing to be worried about there either. Now, if you have any other questions, please go to the CDC. You can call or go to their website, visit publichealth.org, vaccineinformation.org, or you can even go to your local health department. You can go to their website, you can go to their offices. They will be more than happy to help. You can even talk to your doctor. Your doctor will help you understand what is needed and what is not. Now, thank you for joining us, and I hope that provided you with a little bit more information so you feel comfortable making decisions for your child.